All right. Here we are at the crack of dawn again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tuesday, the 10th of November. We are in session IC9. Your ICANN statement is I can make inferences in order to better understand a character's perspective. And what we're doing today is we're thinking about all those little nuances, the little things that a character says or does, um, things that happen around them that help you understand who they are as a person, much like you would when you are developing a friendship. You learn about people as you go, and you determine whether or not you like something about them or you don't like something about them. And then you evaluate that as well. Do I like what they're doing more than I dislike what they're doing? And do I want to be friends with them? Do I want to care about them? Do I want to like them? You do that same thing with characters in books. You develop a relationship with a character, and it's all based on your inferences. It's not really necessarily based on things that are flat out said or done, but the nuances of those things that are said or done. So I want you to look for that in your reading today. Um, as usual, first thing I have on here is the modules on the shelf. That is your things to do list. So anything that is a link is a thing to do. Please remember that. Um, on the things to do list, I told you yesterday you're going to have some activity based on the Hoops story, and here it is. Remember, the link to the story is here so you can listen to it. You might need to listen to parts of the story over again to get the specific details that you need to respond to the prompts in this activity. Um, be sure and when you open this, it's going to say make a copy. Well, it'll say go to the link, and then it'll say make a copy. And you're going to upload your copy of the document in Canvas. So make a copy. And let's see how many of you can get this right today, because most of you tend not to get this right, and it sort of frosts my cookie, ladies and gentlemen, because it's the simplest thing, and you choose not to do it. You see where it says copy of? You need to change that name. It should say your name, copy of. So before you turn it into me, I want you to get rid of the first copy of, and I want you to put your name there. Okay? Your name, copy of How to Transform an Everyday Ordinary Hoop Court into a Place of Higher Learning, and you at the podium. Ooh, it's a long name. It says use this form to respond to the following questions. This is due Friday the 13th, and you must turn it in via Canvas. As you type in here, the spaces will expand. You will need more space to answer these questions. I expect complete responses, complete sentences, and references to the text. That means go back and listen to parts of the story. If you have to get something specific, a detail that you have to get right, make sure you do that. Okay, so that's that. Let's see what else is on the shelf for us today. I know it looks like a lot, but it really isn't. Practice it. Practice it is basically just an anchor chart. Oh, I'm sorry, the next one is the anchor chart. Um, this is the same as yesterday. It's telling you to read and look for those moments to remember, those important things, just like in life, things that bring your characters to life. Make your notes, things that you should be able to talk to your group about. If you've not planned to meet with your group yet, I don't even know what to say about that. You guys need to get in touch with each other. Now, I know several of you have tried. You've emailed your coworkers, you've emailed your partners, you've emailed, and people are not responding. If people in your group choose not to respond to you, you need to function as if they don't exist. Anyone in your group who responds, anyone in your group who works together, you are the group. If other people ever finally show up, great, give them a job. But are you going to let them not participating get you a zero? I'm not thinking you want to do that. Now, I realize it's going to require more work for some of you than others. And unfortunately, that's how group work goes. The project is a test grade. That notebook is a test grade. So you need to make sure that you have done your part in it. Don't say, well, we have 6 people, but only 2 showed up, so we only did 2 things. If you have 6 people and 2 show up, those 2 people have to do 6 things. Those other 4 people, they're going to get zeros. So make sure you're doing your job. Don't worry about what other people are not doing. All right, so let's go back here and see what else we have. Discuss it. This is a discussion board. Last time you did discussion boards, ladies and gentlemen, I saw a lot of good comments, really impressive. Um, but then your replies to those comments were terrible. That's when I got the I agree, I agree, I agree. What the heck does that mean? I agree. I mean anything. If you make a comment, you need to refer to what the people are saying. So make sure that you are giving complete responses and complete replies. It says, go back to a moment that you flagged or jotted about as one that showed hidden things about a character. So one of the characters in your book, something that you wrote down, something that you noticed that wasn't explicitly said about the character, but you noticed about that character. And tell me what that moment is, and then respond to another one of your book club partners' moments. If you don't have one, you can respond to someone else's. However, if you don't know the book, that's going to be difficult. So I would rather you stuck with your own book, and hopefully there will be enough comments for that. If there are none, I will take that into consideration as well. I do want you to really go into detail, though. I don't want to see a sentence. I want to see a paragraph. Details, details, and more details. All right. So back here, that's practice it and discuss it. So practice it is really just telling you to read and pay attention to what you're reading. These things on the bottom shelf are just things you need for your book clubs. If you need to have the book club assignment page, that's where the link is to the readings, to the books, the link to Flipgrid, the link to or the emails for your club members, your book club reading log. If you did not do that yesterday, you need to make your copy of that and put it in session IC8 of your notebook. Excuse me, and the book club meeting log, which needs to be filled out every time your club meets, even if it's just 2 of you. So, learn about it is the anchor chart. I know sometimes you guys think these aren't important, and you probably wonder why teachers make them. But then at times in my classroom, I have seen students look at them when they didn't realize they were looking at them to glean some piece of information. So we're looking at those. They call them window moments here. I did not call them window moments in the I can statement, but it's the same thing. You're looking at those things where you're like looking through a window, watching the character when they don't know you're watching them, to see what they do, to observe. So in life, just like in books, the smallest moments are the ones that characters reveal themselves in, so that um, you can get a true meaning of their being. Pay special attention to those little things, because that's what shows who a character is. Those little things are so important, ladies and gentlemen. Here's a list of things you can do. Readers are alert to moments that reveal characters, like when characters use strong, loaded language, or when characters act in surprising ways, or maybe they change, even if it's just a little bit, or if they have a difficulty to overcome and they face it, or their emotions change, they change the way you feel. Or maybe something in the story feels like, oh, haven't we seen this before? This seems familiar. So, these are things to consider, ladies and gentlemen. You should always be considering things as you read. Don't read just to look at the words, that's a waste of your time. Read to get something out of it. You'll enjoy it so much more. All right. So, the other thing I want you to do is meet with your groups today if you did not meet with them yesterday. If you want to meet with them again today, that's fine. But if you didn't yesterday, you really need to today. Read, read, read. Please read. I want you to read. You should always read every day. You should read because reading is good, and I want you to read. I hope I made that clear enough for you. Did anybody not get that I want you to read? Please read. Read your book club book. Come to an agreement with your book club members how much you're going to get done this week and get at least that much done. You can always get more, but you should never get less. And of course, after I finish recording this, I'll post the lesson here. You can watch it again if you need reminders. But remember, on your to do shelf, do this. That means do this. This is going to take you some time to do. And it refers, and I warned you if you didn't listen to the story yesterday, there are questions in here that involve characters you've not met yet. So if you didn't listen to the whole story, you better do it today. The practice it just says you need to read. The discuss it is just a discussion thread. So you've got the do this and the discuss it. Those are the main things that you need to turn in, which I know is your big concern. Well, what do I have to turn in? The rest of it I'm just going to blow off. Don't blow anything off, people. It all works together. It all works together. Pay attention to what you're doing. Details, details, details. Is she ever going to stop saying details? No, because details are important. So that's all I have for you. And now I expect you to spend at least 30 minutes reading um, and hopefully meeting with your groups today. I keep getting emails still about how do I find my group? It's on the spreadsheets, people. If you find your club, all the people that are right next to you, those are your groupies. Those are your people. So look at the spreadsheet closely before you email me with a silly question. I don't mind answering good questions, but silly questions are a waste of both our time. That is all I have today. Tomorrow, of course, is a school holiday. That means there will be no assignments, at least from me. I can't imagine your other teachers would give you any, but that's their choice. It's a day off. I want you to relax, enjoy it. And if you have a vet in your family, if you have anyone in active duty in your family, you should thank them tomorrow for giving you the freedom to get an education and to live the life that you do. I will see you all on Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. T2 out.